I'm James Swanwick. Welcome to the show. It is you versus the restaurant. Every time you walk into the restaurant, you're in a battle. You're in a battle versus the smiling assassins who are trying to get you to drink their attractively packaged poison. And a smiling assassin is usually a waiter or a waitress or a steward or a stewardess if you're on a flight. And they're coming to you with a big smile on their face and they're saying, "Hey, can I get you a drink? What would you like?" "Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. Can I get you started with some drinks? What would you like?" "Wine. We've got scotch. We've got etc., etc." When I go onto flights, I fly mostly business class these days. And just to be clear, this is not like a whatever, humble brag, whatever you want to call it. It's just I generate a lot of awards points because I do a lot of paid Facebook advertising for this very service, Alcohol-Free Lifestyle. And I get 4 points for every dollar I spend, and that rack up 1 million plus miles quite frequently, and therefore I'm able to upgrade flights, international flights, and go in business class. Just want to be clear on that. What's the phrase that they use these days? I think it's called a flex. If someone flexes, it's kind of like it's like a humble brag. Just want to be clear that I'm not trying to humble brag. Anyway, I'm just trying to say that when you go on a business class flight, they always come up to you within 2 minutes of sitting down, often 10 minutes before you take off, and they offer you free champagne. I'm like, are you crazy? I'm about to go on 30,000 feet in the air, be completely dehydrated, and you are coming to me with a big smile on your face, offering me a glass of regret and fatigue and fogginess and irritability. Yet they come at you smiling as if it's the greatest thing in the world, as if I should be like, "Oh my goodness, what a wonderful service this is. Oh, this is luxury. Drinking a glass of toxins that's going to make me hungover, or at the very least irritable and tired. It's going to make me eat more, overeat, keep unwanted fat in my body." Yet this is the way culture is. When you go into the restaurant, it's all about the experience, right? The experience. And they come over and they're very nice, and they go, "Hello, my name's John, or my name's Sally, or whatever, and I'm going to be your server tonight. Welcome. Can I get you started with some drinks?" Now, they're trained to ask that question, of course, right? Because every restaurant wants you drinking alcohol. In fact, most restaurants, the only profit that they make is from the alcohol. Most restaurants don't make profit from just selling you food. Most restaurants are breaking even on the food. It's the alcohol where they make all the margins. Right? If you're a restaurant owner, by the way, you know this, and I'm very sorry because I'm encouraging my listeners not to generate you profits, essentially. So what happens sometimes when you go to a restaurant, and you have a reservation, and the very nice waitress or waiter or whoever it is, the server or the guest, the concierge, whatever, is saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, your table's not quite ready, but would you like to go and have a drink at the bar, and I'll come over and grab you when your table's ready?" "Oh, yes, I would love to go over to the bar and order some attractively packaged poison, spend some more money, put some profits in your pocket while causing me to have a disruptive night's sleep and wake up tomorrow morning with some regret and tiredness and lethargy and poor decision-making. Yes, I would love to do that." And then what do? You go over to the bar and you order your drink, and then the waiter or waitress comes over strategically 5 or 10 minutes later. "Oh, guess what? Your table's ready." "Okay, great." Now you go over there, first of all, you close out your tab at the bar, the waiter's happy, you've tipped him, you've just put about $20, $25 more into the restaurant revenue. You go and you sit down, and then you get the new server, and the new waiter or waitress comes over and says, "Hello, I'll be your server tonight. Can I get you started with a drink? What would you like? Cocktail, wine?" They present the wine menu. It's got all these fancy names. It's from California, it's Sauvignon, and you're like, "Oh, which bottle of regret should we order tonight? Oh, this looks nice. This is quite expensive. It must be terrific. Let's do that." And you say you order the bottle, and they come over and they very ceremoniously pop the bottle in front of you. And then if you're a man and you're on a date and you're there with a woman, or it might be your wife, they'll pour a little of the wine into your glass, and they'll you'll stir it around ceremoniously and you'll take a little sip and everyone will be looking at you. Is it okay? Is it good? You go, oh yeah, it's great. Wonderful, sir. And then they'll pour the wine in your glass and then now everyone can drink from the bottle because you've gone through the ceremony of nodding your head in approval that yes, it tastes fine. It's not been corked or the cork hasn't got into it, hasn't been spoiled. And then you go through this, what I perceive now to be a ridiculous ritual of enjoying this attractively packaged poison. Because that's all alcohol is. It's just toxins. It's just toxins. There is zero nutritional benefit. There is no health benefit at all to any of this stuff. It's just crap served in a beautiful bottle with smiling assassins delivering it to you. And you buy into it. I bought into it for years till I opened my eyes and I saw the truth. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Then they come over after you've ordered your meal and they say, can I get you another drink? That's, again, trying to encourage you to drink more. Not just to drink more, but to spend more. And they know that if they can get another drink into you, then the chances of you ordering dessert is going to go up exponentially. Because here's the thing with alcohol. It makes you crave more food. The alcohol turns into sugar in your body. It makes you crave carbohydrates. So now when the waiter or the waitress comes over at the end of the meal and said, can I interest you in some dessert? We've got some ice cream. We've got some brownie, blah, 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 blah. Because you got 2 drinks in you, you're like, absolutely, definitely want dessert. If you sat down there thinking, I'm not going to have dessert tonight, I'm watching my weight, you got 2 drinks in you, you're like, to hell with that. I want the dessert. And then you might convince yourself that you're being healthy or you're being, responsible by saying to your partner, if you're there, hey, how about we just share the brownie with the ice cream? Oh, okay, we'll just share it. We'll just halve each. And then, of course, often, not always, but often, you finish the meal. Should we just go up to the bar, just have a quick one? Or should we just have one more? Okay, we'll just have one more. Before you know it, you've knocked back 3 drinks and a meal and a dessert. And of course, the studies show that if you drink alcohol close to bedtime, then you are guaranteeing compromised sleep. I mean, just wear an Oura ring and track your sleep, for goodness sake. There are millions of these Oura ring wearers, myself included. It's a little silver ring. You put it on your finger, you sync it to your phone, and when you go to sleep, it can track your movement, it can track your heart rate, it can track how much deep sleep you had, how much REM sleep you had. It's fascinating. Works a treat. It's great. But I invite you, if you have an Oura ring, and track your sleep on a night where you do not drink alcohol, and then track your sleep on a night where you do, and look at the difference. You'll be shocked. In fact, you're better off drinking alcohol for breakfast than you are at dinner time, because at least if you're having it for breakfast, you're giving your body about 12 to 16 hours to get rid of most of the toxins from your body, which will help you to sleep the way that nature intended you to sleep. However, when you drink alcohol close to bedtime, certainly in the last 3 hours before sleep, the body then has to go to work to get rid of the toxins from your body at a time when the body is supposed to be sleeping, repairing, restoring, not working at trying to get rid of these toxins that you've just consciously chosen to pour down your throat. So these smiling assassins are everywhere. Everywhere. It's not just the restaurant, by the way. If you go to anyone's house for dinner and you're their guest, the host is going to want to offer you alcohol for sure, because they want to be polite. They want to be nice. And, they are being polite and nice. But culture dictates that that's just a perfectly okay scenario. And that means that they're being a great host, I should say. They're being polite. They're offering you a drink. Oh, that's wonderful. But really what they're doing is they're offering you mediocrity. They're offering you poor health, strained relationships, irritability. They're offering you a crappy night's sleep. Hi, John. Hi, Sally. Welcome. Can I get you a drink? Can I get you a night of really rubbish sleep? Hey, can I get you some feelings of lethargy and tiredness and irritability and fogginess tomorrow? Oh, yes, please. Thank you so much. That'd be lovely. I'd love that. The waiter or the waitress may as well be saying, hey, can I get you a glass of some unwanted shoulder fat? Hey, can I get you a glass of some unwanted visceral belly fat? Hey, can I get you a glass of some regret tomorrow morning? Oh, yes, please. I'd love to have some regret tomorrow morning. Yep, I'll take that. I'll take your finest bottle of irritability and frustration please? That'd be great. That's essentially what you are agreeing to when you accept the offer from these smiling assassins. This is not opinion, by the way. All of the latest science shows that even 1 or 2 drinks a night is just awful for you. There was a study that came out. I've mentioned it on a couple of previous episodes. The study came out in March of 2022. It's called Associations Between Alcohol Consumption and Grey and White Matter Volumes in the UK Biobank. Now, that is certainly a mouthful, but essentially what this study showed is that people who have only 1 or 2 drinks per night each night of the week, so only between 7 and 14 drinks per week, have a loss of neurons in the neocortex of the brain. In other words, brain damage. This is people only drinking 1 or 2 drinks a night. And if you're listening to me, you're probably drinking at least 2 or 3 drinks a night, most likely. People who listen to the show, most of them, not all of them, but most of them are wanting to cut back on their drinking or stop. They don't know how. Hopefully you get inspired to do so by listening to episodes like this. But most of you are probably drinking at least 2 or 3 drinks a night on average. Some of you are binge drinking, not drinking during the week and then going really hard on the weekend. You're doing brain damage. And when you go into a restaurant, the waiter or the waitress and the smiling assassins are basically saying, "Can I get you a glass of brain damage?" Your friends inviting you over for Friday night dinner, they're being so nice, they mean really well, but when they offer you a drink, they may as well be saying, "Can I get you a glass of brain damage?" Think about it. Instead of looking at all these fancy bottles with their fancy labels and tequila and whatever and barreled for 10 years and 12-year whiskey and blah, 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 and all this clever marketing bullshit, excuse my French, that they use to try to get you to drink their attractively packaged poison, they may as well just put on the front brain damage. 5 out of 10 life, as opposed to 9 out of 10. Hi, I'm James Swanwick, and I have a question for you. Are you okay living the rest of your life this way? Drinking the way you're drinking, feeling tired, irritable, dissatisfied, unhappy? Do you know you need to make a change, and now? Yes? Okay, great. Let's explore your traditional recovery options. There's AA, and if you want to drive to regular meetings, throw in $1, listen to dark and depressing stories, and try to relate to other members and be part of the reported just 7% of AA participants who reportedly actually create meaningful change, then yes, do AA. Outpatient and inpatient recovery. If you want to drive to a hospital or recovery center, check yourself in, speak to doctors and therapists, and pay tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, while ensuring you give yourself a less than 10% reported success rate, then yes, do outpatient and inpatient recovery. White knuckling it on your own. Willpower, motivation. Well, you've likely already tried that. Maybe you stopped for a while. Congratulations. But then the slippery slope got you and you found yourself right back where you started, drinking the way you always did, or worse. Here's the bumper sticker. If you could have stopped drinking on your own, you would have. You haven't, so you can't. There is another way, a way that has a 95% success rate of members achieving at least 90 days alcohol-free. Our 90-day and 1-year programs involve a safe, fun, virtual community of high achievers with a process that boasts an incredible 95% success rate of clients reaching at least 90 consecutive days alcohol-free. We use the latest neuroscience and personal development processes to help rewire clients' brains around alcohol and minimize its importance in their lives. We will show you how to powerfully socialize with friends, family, and colleagues, what to say and how to say it, so people don't mistakenly think you're an alcoholic or have a problem, and we'll show you how to eliminate the temptation of returning to constant drinking so you can finally break the stop-start cycle. If you're an executive, entrepreneur, or investor who's sick of the stop-start cycle and the damaging effects alcohol has on your health, happiness, and family, family, and you're ready now to regain confidence, become more present with your spouse and children, reduce stress, anxiety, and irritability, to sleep better, increase focus and productivity, and feel better now, you're invited to apply to be part of our 90-day and 365-day programs. Applicants can apply for an introductory interview by visiting alcoholfreelifestyle.com/project90. There's also a link in the show notes. Some tough love for you now before we get back to today's episode. If you have another 2 or 3 years to waste of your life, go ahead and waste them. Don't join our programs, don't change your life, and watch everyone else who does thrive in all areas of their lives. Stay drinking, stay feeling mediocre, and circle back with us in a few years' time. We'll be here for you then, like we have been since 2015. The choice is simple. Do something and quickly thrive, or do nothing and slowly die. We are here for those ready to thrive. Okay, let's get back to today's episode. My life is not perfect, right? I got problems like everyone else. I got challenges. But I'll tell you this, my life is a hell of a lot better because I've been 12 years alcohol-free. Because I'm not consciously, knowingly, and intentionally pouring attractively packaged poison down my throat. My habits aren't perfect, but they're pretty damn good. I eat well, focus on my nutrition, I exercise at least 6 times a week. I drink a lot of water. I practice conscious communication. I go to self-development workshops. I got mentors. I invest in therapy. I read books. I mean, I'm not saying this to like do the flex again, whatever this flex is. I got challenges like you, but I sure as hell ain't consciously choosing to make my life even more challenging by drinking alcohol. It is shit. It literally is shit. Wrapped up in a beautiful bottle. Wrapped up in a culture that has tricked us or conned us or led us down a path that this is just something normal. And the liquor companies love it. They love it. Because all the advertising are smiley, happy people, just like the smiling assassins. The waiter and the waitress, the barman, the bar lady. Even the friends who meet you at the bar or at the restaurant. They're like, oh, should we get a drink? Yeah, what can I get you to drink? Big smile on their face. They may as well be saying, hey, can I get you some shoulder fat? Hey, can I get you some unwanted belly fat? Hey, would you like a glass of a stagnant business? Hey, can I get you a glass of mediocre performance tomorrow? Hey, would you like a bottle of divorce? Hey, can I get you a beautiful bottle of not being present with your children? Hey, would you like a glass of your kids thinking that you're a dick or you're a bitch? Excuse my language, but especially if you've got teenage kids, right? Like they're probably thinking that. We've got some clients in our 90-day and 365-day program at the moment who are in their late 40s, early 50s, and they've got teenage kids, and some of the things their kids say to them is, oh. So I realized that was a little bit kind of jarring when I said that, but I said it just to make a point. Because when our kids are watching us, they're studying every move. And when mummy or daddy are drinking, even seemingly 1 or 2 drinks, that's going to have an effect on you the next day. You're not going to be as present. You're going to be tired, lethargic. You're not going to want to spend as much time with them, certainly not as quality time as you could. And your kids, either knowingly or unknowingly, are going to resent you for the lack of time or the lack of quality time. And maybe because you're tired and irritable from the drinking, you don't focus on how to be the best parent that you can be, on how you can relate to your child. It's you versus the restaurant. It's you versus culture. It's you versus society. Most of society, most of culture. But the good news is that there is an increasing number of people who are waking up, who are finally seeing the truth. I mean, there is a huge worldwide movement going on right now of people who are so conscious about their alcohol consumption. Alcohol-free alternatives have just gone ballistic in the last few years. 500% year-over-year growth. You've got all these alcohol-free beer companies, alcohol-free spritzers, alcohol-free everything now, and they're just going bananas. Millennials, the youngest generation, have never drunk less. They're choosing not to drink alcohol. Not all of them, I'm sorry. Like a huge number of them are choosing alcohol-free alternatives. If you're listening to me and you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, maybe even your late 30s, I mean, you guys have got a lot to lose. I'm 47. I know I got a lot to lose. Maybe you've built up some wealth in your life. Maybe you've got a good marriage, or maybe you've got some kids, and maybe your drinking habits are putting all of that at risk. Maybe you're facing a divorce. Maybe your relationship is strained. Maybe your kids hate you or dislike you, or at least aren't as loving towards you as they could be because of your drinking habits. Maybe it's more serious. Imagine if you get a DUI. Are you a doctor or a physician who drinks too much? Can you lose your license? Lots to lose. Maybe you spent 2-3 decades building up your personal wealth. It can all come crumbling down very, very quickly because you say the wrong thing. You do the wrong actions. Your wife or your husband's had enough. Your partner's had enough. You get fired from your job. Maybe you don't get fired. Maybe you're the boss. Maybe you own a business. You're the founder, but you just do subpar performance. And the business starts to head in a direction that puts an immense amount of strain on your relationships, causes you stress and anxiety. I don't mean to be all doom and gloom, but hopefully this is helping some of you to wake up. It's you versus the restaurant. It's you versus the supermarket. It's you versus the liquor store. It's you versus your hosts. It's you versus the company culture. It's you versus the networking culture. It's you versus the golf club, golfing day, 19th hole culture. It's you versus the drinking at the game, baseball game, the football game, the whatever game culture. And when you open your eyes and you see it everywhere. You see it in advertising. You see these attractive people being used to market this attractively packaged poison. You got to have red wine to create romance. You got to have champagne at a wedding to toast the bride and groom, don't you? You need champagne to celebrate a victory or some good news. Bullshit. Just celebrate the victory and the good news. 1,000,001 different ways than drinking poison. I keep saying it. I've had a life with alcohol, life without's way better. Fun, exciting, adventurous, energetic. I track on my Oura ring now how many steps. I try to get in 10,000 steps a day. It's about 5 or 6 miles. I love it. It's a lot. I mean, that's like an hour, at least an hour and a half walking. An hour 15, an hour 20, depending on how brisk you're going. It's fun. It gets me out into nature. All the science, all the studies show that when you're out in nature, it lowers your stress and anxiety. What happens when you lower your stress and anxiety? You're less likely to have an alcohol craving, because an alcohol craving comes from you wanting to get out of the state that you're in. But you don't really want to drink to change your state. You just want to change your state. You don't really want to drink to relieve your stress and anxiety from a long, hard day. You just want to relieve your stress and anxiety from a long, hard day. And you can do that 1,000,001 other ways than drinking shit, piss, toxins, poison, all wrapped up in a beautiful gold or silver bottle with fancy logos on it and fancy words designed to make you bow down and worship at the altar of alcohol. It's all a scam, I'm telling you. It's not good for you. There's no amount that's good for you. And you might be saying, oh, I'll just live a little, lighten up a little bit. Life's there to be enjoyed. Yeah, it is. It is there to be enjoyed. And I'm enjoying it a hell of a lot more now that I'm alcohol-free than I ever did when I was drinking alcohol. Trust me. This notion that, oh, you've got to have a drink to really enjoy life. Bullshit. Bullshit. I realize I'm cursing a little bit, but I will defend myself in saying I read an article recently that said that people who swear are actually of higher intelligence, and it's actually a very calming thing to do. Let me just find this article. Swearing releases endorphins. Here it is. Let me just pull this up here. Swearing releases endorphins. Hell yes, the 7 best reasons for swearing from Psychology Today. The health benefits of swearing include increased circulation, elevated endorphins, and an overall sense of calm, control, and well-being. The key is to do it sparingly and not to get angry at the same time, which would be very bad for you, as well as terribly vulgar. So I don't want to come across as vulgar. I've intermittently used swear words here to try and just emphasize my point. I hope that you accept that explanation, and I hope that your children weren't listening as I said that. So, what was this episode about? It was about you versus the restaurant. I hope this was helpful. Next time you go into a restaurant, experience how they're trying to get you to drink their attractively packaged poison. They're not being evil, they mean well, but they're trying to kill you at the same time. As weird as that sounds, that's what's going on. The restaurant wants your money, they want to make the profit, I understand. But if you want health, vitality, happiness, save a marriage, be more present with your kids, turn your health around, lower your blood pressure, lower your resting heart rate, lower your cholesterol, lower your triglycerides, look better, get better looking, reduce or slow down the aging process, then choose alcohol-free alternatives instead. I hope this helps. Thank you so much for listening. I'll catch you on the next one. Hi there, this is James Swanwick. Thank you so much for listening to the show. I would be so grateful if you would leave a review. That will help us climb the rankings and get our show exposed to so many more people who could really benefit from the content. You can do that by going into Apple Podcasts, rating the show, writing a little one-sentence summary, and posting it. That would be so amazing. Thank you. Likewise, if you would like to schedule a 15-minute exploratory call and apply for our Project 90 program, then you can do so by going to alcoholfreelifestyle.com/project90. If you'd like to get the free guide, that is the Alcohol Freedom Formula Guide, you can go to alcoholfreelifestyle.com/guide. Our YouTube channel is at alcoholfreelifestyle.com/YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at James Swanwick. Thank you so much for listening. We so appreciate you, and we'll catch you on the next one.